Something has been hiding in plain sight for 3,000 years. The most healing meals ever eaten were not invented by a nutritionist. They were not discovered in a laboratory. They were written down in Scripture, and most people read right past them every single day. The Bible does not just tell you how to live, it tells you exactly what to eat, specific foods, combinations, and preparations that kept ancient people strong and resilient at a level most modern diets cannot touch. Today, we are walking through 10 of those meals. Stay with us, because meal number 4 combines 2 ingredients that researchers are now studying for immune-boosting synergy, and meal number 1 comes directly from Deuteronomy, where God names 7 foods, precisely. Nutritional scientists have since analyzed those 7 foods together. What they found is almost impossible to explain as coincidence. 10 meals, thousands of years of wisdom. Let us get into it. Meal 10, Cucumber Mint Yogurt Bowl, the cooling meal that rebuilt the gut. In Numbers chapter 11, the Israelites wandering the wilderness name the foods they are grieving from Egypt. Among them, cucumbers, leeks, and garlic. In a hot, arid climate, these were survival foods. Cucumbers are over 96% water. Eating them in a region where heat exhaustion was a daily reality was not a preference, it was a strategy. Combine them with fermented goat milk yogurt, and the combination changes entirely. Goat milk produces far less inflammatory response in the gut lining than commercial cow milk. Fermented into yogurt, it becomes a living food, packed with beneficial bacteria that colonize the digestive tract and reduce intestinal inflammation. Add fresh mint, and something shifts. Mint activates receptors in the stomach that trigger a genuine relaxation response. It reduces spasms, eases bloating, and calms the gut. The people who ate this every day in the desert were not doing it for flavor. They were doing it because they knew how it made them feel. Meal 9, Garlic and Herb Lentil Soup, the immune protocol in a bowl. Lentils deliver complete plant protein, slow-burning energy, and fiber that feeds the gut bacteria responsible for a large part of your immune system. But it's what happens when you add garlic generously that takes this from excellent to exceptional. When garlic is crushed, a natural compound called allicin is created almost instantly. It works against bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites. Research confirms that eating garlic regularly reduces how often you get sick. Egyptian medical records listed in over 20 separate medicinal preparations. This was not folk superstition, it was observed outcomes across generations. Add cumin and coriander for digestive support. Finish with olive oil. This soup has existed for 5,000 years. It doesn't need rebranding. It needs a pot on your stovetop. Meal 8, Pomegranate and Barley Grain Bowl, the fruit carved into the temple. King Solomon's temple had 200 carved pomegranates on its pillars. Modern antioxidant science has spent decades trying to understand why. Pomegranates contain a natural compound found almost nowhere else in nature. Once inside the digestive tract, it breaks down into substances with powerful anti-inflammatory and potential anti-cancer effects. The concentration of natural compounds outranks red wine, green tea, and blueberries. Build this into a grain bowl with whole barley, and you have combined the cholesterol-lowering power of the grain with the cardiovascular protection of the pomegranate. The people who ate this had no laboratories. They built pomegranates into their most sacred spaces because they understood what it represented to something life-giving. Meal 7, Dates stuffed with nuts, the desert survival food that science finally caught up to. Desert traders, soldiers, and pilgrims carried dates because dates kept them moving when nothing else would. Dates deliver rapid energy packaged with fiber, magnesium, potassium, and B vitamins. Stuff them with almonds, walnuts, or pistachios, and the healthy fats slow the absorption of the natural sugars, turning rapid fuel into sustained fuel. The ancient world figured that out long before anyone ran a single trial to confirm it. Meal 6,
Grape and goat cheese plate with herbs, the immune combination immunologists are studying right now. Fresh grapes are packed with natural compounds that help your body repair itself and stay healthy longer. Pair them with fresh goat cheese, a probiotic-rich fermented food, and add fresh herbs and olives. The natural compounds in grapes, paired with the beneficial bacteria in fermented cheese, is a combination researchers are now actively studying for its benefits to gut health and immunity. What looks like a casual snack is actually a precisely layered nutritional system. If you are realizing how simple real nutrition can actually be, hit the like button and subscribe right now. You do not want to miss what's coming next. Meal 5. Roasted lamb with dates and herbs, the feast meal that rebuilt the body. Slow roasted lamb is packed with B vitamins, absorbable zinc, and iron your body absorbs up to 3 times more easily than iron from plants. For anyone recovering from illness or worn down by hard labor, this meal refilled what the body had lost. The dates contribute fruit acids that actually enhance the absorption of the lamb's iron. Clinical trials have confirmed this effect. The two foods together are more nutritious than either one alone. Meal 4. Figs and almonds, the healing that preceded the medicine. When King Hezekiah was dying from a severe infection, the prophet Isaiah ordered a paste of figs pressed directly onto the wound. The king recovered. Figs contain phycin, an enzyme that helps break down damaged tissue, along with compounds with documented antimicrobial properties. Pair them with ground almonds, and the combination is one of the most nutritionally complete ever assembled from just 2 ingredients. Almonds deliver vitamin E, magnesium, healthy fats, and fiber that lowers harmful cholesterol and improves gut diversity. The almond blossom was carved in the menorah. The ancient world built sacred things around this food because they understood it represented something life-giving. Meals 3 and 2. Chickpeas dressed in olive oil and barley bread, the daily foundations. Chickpeas have been eaten throughout the ancient Near East for at least 10,000 years. Their resistant starch feeds gut bacteria that reduce systemic inflammation and lower harmful cholesterol. Foods don't persist across 100 centuries unless they genuinely work. Barley contains the highest concentration of beta-glucan fiber of any grain on Earth. Made with generous olive oil, that bread delivers something remarkable. Olive oil contains a natural compound that behaves almost identically to ibuprofen inside the body. Same anti-inflammatory pathway. No side effects. Just a steady daily lowering of the chronic inflammation that drives nearly every major disease. Meal 1. The 7 Sacred Foods Feast Bowl, the meal commanded in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 8. God speaks to Moses about the Promised Land and names 7 specific foods: wheat, barley, grapes, figs, pomegranates, olives, and dates. When researchers analyze these 7 foods as a system, they find that each one provides what the others lack. The protein gaps in the grains are covered by the amino profiles of the fruits. The fat-soluble vitamins from the olives make every other nutrient in the bowl more bioavailable. The anti-inflammatory compounds from multiple sources work together, producing effects greater than any single ingredient could generate alone. This was not just a description of a fertile land, it was a prescription for a life well lived. 3,000 years later, cancer researchers, heart specialists, and gut health doctors keep arriving at the same place the Israelites were already standing. 10 meals, all of them pointing back to the same truth. Pick one and make it this week. Drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to know which one you're starting with. If you want help growing some of these foods in your own backyard, check the resources in the description. Hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.